Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're preparing for the weekend. It's gonna be great. I love you guys. You're full of positive energy. I'm feeling that there's a lot more positive energy in the air, and that the earth is being cleansed. We're going into a time of love and understanding on earth, and a lot of warmth between people and between creatures as well. I feel very positive about the times that are coming and about the time that we're in now. There are big changes that are good, that are happening everywhere. Now today I'm going to talk about paraffin wax and wax as well. Generally talking about it when it comes from a ritualistic point of view, or prayers when we do them with candles, and why exactly do candles work, and what to do to help a candle work better for you and to make you succeed in the ritual that you do. Wax stems in history from a long time ago when God created man and created the creatures. And people, before they are created as human here, I've seen and we know from all texts that they are created in a wax-like form or clay-like form, something from the earth. It's usually a mixture of wax and also clay and other specific components, but the wax component of creating humans or animals and life creatures is great. And advanced civilizations, for example, like in the Pleiades and the extraterrestrial civilizations I talk to, they say that they create a lot of animated objects with wax as well. So they've learned this because of the history and of how God created everything in the beginning. When we burn a candle, the candle itself, little do we know that it's alive. It beats with a kind of heartbeat, and it is a live being itself, and it can talk to you. They say a candle talked to me. I burned a candle and I felt this and I felt that. I burned a candle and this or that happened. It's because candles are made of wax, and wax is a blessed material. It is found in the great arcs of heaven, up very high in the sky, and down to earth and inner earth, and also the oceans where there are the mermaid kingdoms, and it's used for different things. All these things have to do with animated objects and with the improvement of an already animated object. Candle burning goes back to a day when God created everything and lit the first candle, and the first candle talked to God and told God, I am a candle made of the same stuff that you have made people from. I will help them and I will open their way. I will light the way. When we say the word candle, people think romantically of a candle, and it's such a positive thought and powerful and interesting notion. Candles work because they connect with everything that is animated. So when you light a candle, you connect it to everything that is animated and moving and alive. Also, when you light a candle, you connect it to the Spirit of God, because God breathed the Spirit into things that are alive. And especially when there's a wax component, life comes to form and becomes animated. We light wax candles depending on what we want to do. So I've talked about colors before on my channel and what actually colors do. Colors have powers. It all has to do a lot with light refraction and how the light bends around the person and around and in the stratosphere of the person, or the light body of the person, attracting certain things or protecting the person from certain things. So, to purify, to make a clear prayer, or let's say a really pure one, the best color to use is white, for example, white candles. And to protect, the best color to use is black, for example, to remove obstacles. The best wax color to use is black. You can use white to draw things in. If the origin of you was made of white wax, so some people prefer white candles. They say, a white candle is the kind of candle that works for me the best. And that is because in the origin of their creation, God used white wax to create them. Some people prefer black candles, and a black candle will work better for them to draw things in for them. And that is because the origin of their creation was black wax. There are things that are connected to wax and the human mind. So if you look at our brains and the connection of the brain to the spirit itself, there is a connection that is made with wax in the ethers. A very thin layer, a wax that doesn't break or bend, and a wax that is full of life, that connects the body to the soul. And when we light a candle, that wax specifically comes to action, and it blesses the person. Because it presides over the person and is between the person and their spirit, it really opens channels and it knows things. It knows things about the person. It contains some of the soul knowledge of the person. So when we light a candle, it works by connecting to that wax because it's made of wax. When something is of the same material itself of the thing that is around it, it connects to it better in a spiritual sense. Now wax, as it melts as well, it removes obstacles by combustion. So this wax of the candle connects to the wax that is in our soul between the body and the spirit, and starts, when it burns here, it starts melting obstacles away. You've heard about things like the butterfly effect, how we can be positive and attract good things, and how things can actually happen because we work with the energy and try and make it a certain way or another to attract something. Say, for example, if you want someone to be your friend, you smile. So each effective thing we do leads to something real in real life. And when the wax burns and melts, it melts away problems, opening the way for a specific thing to come through. You'll find, for example, that white candles create purity and an atmosphere of peace, especially if you anoint the white candle with grapefruit oil. Put grapefruit oil on a candle and see how cleansed you feel and how you can breathe new air, how obstacles will be removed from your way. Especially if you read your holy book on it, be it the Quran or the Bible, or any kind of holy book, the Torah, the Talmud, or any Veda, whatever your religion is, when you read it with your mind and you are solemn, that's when the mind works most, by producing gamma waves to create change. So it's important on the wax itself, when you burn the candle, for example, say for purity, that you pray on it or you meditate on it. You'll notice that the more you look at the flame, the stronger your results are. So I always tell people, light the candle and keep looking at the flame for me for around 10-15 minutes if you can. On and off is okay. Keep looking at the flame and see how things will be stronger in your prayers and in your rituals. Fire as well is the way God presents Himself in biblical stories to people. Fire has a connection to wax, and fire is also used, the energy of it, to warm the body and to create life. You touch something and you find that it's warm, you know that it's alive. You say this feels alive. So this is very powerful knowledge once you know how this works. If you light, say, a green candle, it connects to the wax substance that God created banknotes from. And banknotes are connected to green, the color green. All banknotes in any country. You see, the dollar is green and other banknotes that have other colors, but you can burn a red candle, for example, to attract money here in the United Kingdom because there's a lot of red on the money. It will bring money and it will bring large amounts after a while. But if you want the fastest working one, it's green because God created money from green wax in the beginning. Now also how you position your candle matters. So you take your candle where there is a portal or place of energy where it's going to work. That's usually one of the 4 cardinal directions. And you take it and you put it east, west, north, or south in your, say, room or home, depending on what you want to do. North is for protection, south is for love, east is for money and wealth, and west is for bringing things back or opening your way. Also, west is good to send things away. You can burn a candle anywhere for attracting things, but it will come. For example, if you burn a candle for money on the western side, it can bring back wealth that you've already had or that you've been deprived of in your life. Sometimes we deserve more wealth than we already have, for example. So if you burn a candle on the western side, it will bring the wealth in your life that was already lost. And whoever leads to losing the wealth is the devil, and God protect us from the devil. And we have to fight that creature. And when we light the wax, for example, on the western side, and say, bring me the wealth that was taken from me by the devil. Bring me the wealth I deserve, God. And I light this candle because you are the light of the heavens and the earth. God is the light of the heavens and the earth. It creates a power for you that brings whatever you want in from the money that was lost. Now, because you light a candle and there is light on it, there's something important here. When you use a lamp with your candle, it can strengthen the ritual. So you put the candle, say, on the western side. Get a white. The best light to use for a candle is an LED light, because LED lights have like a flame in them. When people make them, it's almost like a candle flame. It's very interesting. And when you light an extra light, when you put the candle on, you create more energy for something specific to come through. So when I want to do rituals to bless someone financially, I put an LED light on the eastern side. Say the candle is burning on the western side. I put the candle on the eastern side. And even if the candle is on the eastern side, I put the light on the eastern side, the LED light, and it attracts you more money for you. Do it with any of these directions pertaining to what the direction mainly does. So north is protection, mainly, and south is love, east is finances and abundance, and west is to bring things back or open the way. Now, it's very interesting about, say, for example, road opener candles. If you have a candle that will open the road, and that's usually a mixture you'll find of yellow or green. And these work by connecting to the abundance itself or the good things that are coming for you and also by opening the way, but more so by connecting to the good things and making their energy stronger. So a road opener, you find that the road opener oil is used the same way as a money oil, or in the same direction on the body and on the candle. So put it always on the eastern side for road opener candles or road opening prayers. You can do a prayer with an LED light and you'll find that it will also attract things for you, or focus on an LED light if you have it at home. And even a normal lamp will work. Just another source of light. You find people lighting one candle and then putting another candle on another direction to balance the candle. It attracts more when it's, say, for example, abundance on the east, south, north, or west, depending on what you want to do. Wax is a very blessed material, and when we speak over the wax, it records what we say. And if you're psychic like me and you look at the candle, you see like small tapes working on the candle itself as you talk. The candle is contrived with a spirit that is responsible for it, and it has very great responsibility. Once you speak over the candle, this spirit, and it's an angelic spirit usually of an angel or an angelic being, they record what you say into the wax, and then they make that thing happen. So when I want, say for example, to bless someone with love, I talk into the candle and I light for love me. I light either an orange, red, or yellow candle, and the best color for love is different for everyone. So try and find the color that attracts love most for you. For me, for example, the color is blue, but for someone else, the color is red, depending on the wax that we were made from in the beginning. And you talk into the candle, it requires what you want to say, and then it makes it happen. So I talk to the candle, I say, I bless this candle in the name of the Most High God. I call upon God, the Holy Spirit, and on all the angels. I bless all the prophets. I bless all the angels and the holy books. I call upon the energies of the north, south, east, and west. Please attend and help me. May you find love for Monty, for example, or may you find love for Sarah, for example, and then may you find love for so-and-so, and may you bring them love without complications. May you bring it quickly. May they not toil over it, and may it happen fast. We petition you, God, with this candle. And what the candle does is it takes what you've recorded and presents it to the Spirit of God. And God then says yes. God always says yes. Without God, we would be nothing. God blesses the candles and all the candles. God is the highest authority that deals with the candles. There are many that you can petition apart from God, but God is the highest authority. If you do a candle and ask God to help you, then watch what's going to happen. In the old days, say in Sufi spiritual Islam, or in Christianity itself, as well as itself, or in Judaism, they always used to have a candle. And they would light a candle in the mosque, in the church, or in the synagogue on the day of prayer. You know, I come from a family of Sufi scholars, and I've talked about this before, but there's also Christians in my family and other religions, say from France and so on. I know, for example, in the mosques, they used to light candles a long time ago when there were no like LED lights or lamps. They used to put candles and they used to pray for them on the candles by saying, God is the greatest, or God, we pray to you to bring us so-and-so. Christians used to say, our Father who art in heaven, and Jews used to say, Bolo Dara, Bolo Siram, and other, even If you go to other people like Hindus or Sikhs, they have their own prayers that they say on the wax. Any prayer that is done with a pure heart to harm none is accepted. Wax also is connected to technology and extraterrestrial and terrestrial technology. We are only 1.17% of all of the creatures on Earth that are advanced here on the surface. So remember that we are a minority and there are advanced races of things all around us. They will be coming to help us in the near future, and they're helping us all the time with something they call their ethereal technology, which isn't as strong as their real technology. And if they compare both, they'll find that the ethereal is weaker, but they do help us with the ethereal technology for reasons that have to do with what they can actually do and how much stuff they've got. Sometimes all they've got is the ethereal technology. Wax is related to all of them. You find on ships from the Pleiades, I'm Queen Ongtrine's son in the Pleiades, the Spider Queen of the Pleiades. You find that in the Pleiades we have a ship called the Bera ship. And the Bera ship is kind of triangular in shape. And if you look at it from behind the ship, it has a womb on it, which is to symbolize the great mother of the Pleiades, which is my mother Ongtrine. And she is very old, Ongtrine. She's around 1,500,000 years old. And on this Bera ship, there is specifically grey wax. And grey wax is what the Pleiades was made from in the olden days. And really old days when God created the heavens and the earth. The Pleiadians know that. So you find on their Bera ships that they have grey wax. Like I've talked before, for example, technology in the Pleiades is hoodoo. And it is like spirituality. It's not like a push and click. It is more of something magical. And it's something that works with the Buktam energy that I worked about. It's an energy of the Spirit of God. They bless it with the Spirit of God because it's so advanced. If it doesn't get blessed, it's so advanced and complex that it could hurt someone. So they bless it with the Spirit of God, and they have to operate it with the Spirit of God. And that's really when people meet the Creator at that point. They meet God, the Creator, when they are so advanced. They discover there is a rule in the heavens that everyone has to channel their technology, or Rekiten as they call it. Unchanneled technology is what negativity works with, and what the devil, for example, uses unchanneled technology. And you find that the Bera ships have a grey wax on it, and the grey wax is what the Pleiades is made from. For example, my mother Ongtrine's ship has a red wax as well as the grey wax on the ship, and it is what my mother Ongtrine was created from, partly by God. So you find that they have connected to these energies and they know them, because the Pleiades is, we don't say millions or billions or gazillions, we say Arab Garamin Shazir Bergan Adigandin zillion years more advanced than Earth, for example. So Earth is old, but the Pleiades is still more advanced than the most civilized creature on Earth, which are the merfolk. They're the most technologically advanced, or the people of the sea. And this wax tradition on their ships is an old tradition, and it's on the merfolk. For example, the queen of all the mermaids on Earth, her name is Nurhan, and Nurhan is around the Red Sea area, and Nurhan, her ships are with gold wax, because she was created of gold wax by God. When we have ships, for example, me, Monty, my mom gives me ethereal ships. You see them flashing on my channel, all the ships in the sky outside my home and stuff. Many of them are from my mom, Ongtrine. She gives each one of her children a ship. or a few ships. And with me, she gave me the ships, and you find that the ships that I have are gold, but with blue wax in them. And blue wax is what I was created from, or partly what I was created from in the beginning. So, when you work with wax, you can bless yourself in a big way. Now, if you make the shape of the thing that you want from wax, this video is a bit longer than the others, but I want you to listen to it because it's important, wax and how we use it. Without wax, many rituals and many prayers won't work, and they won't even be answered without the wax and the fire, really. Not as well as with the wax. And you will learn that when you work with spirituality. And God can answer any prayer, even without wax. And sometimes He answers them stronger. But when you work with wax, you work on a stronger vibration that is physical, and you connect it to things that we're created from. So light a candle. Lighting candles and praying with a candle makes you feel better, doesn't it? Always do what makes you feel better. So when you make the shape of something, and you make the shape, say for example, you want a book, and you make the shape of a book with the candle. Say you melt the wax a bit and you make a book on it, or make it with look like a book, or you can draw the book on the candle itself. You'll find that it will attract that thing. So say for example, I want communication for myself from someone, or I want it for a client. Many clients come to me to do work because I have a lot of knowledge, and I have a really high percentage of success with references and testimonials from clients. So when a client comes to me for work, I do what they want. So some people come to me to get communication from someone, for example. I have to draw, say, on the phone, or stamp a phone shape on the candle wax for the person to come in, but it has to be on a specific part of the candle. So now you make the shape of what you want, or you draw it on the candle, and notice it will come to you. Follow your heart and follow the actions of your body, because usually God's Spirit helps us understand what we need to do when we relax and we follow our heart. And it's the best thing to do, doing it when you feel good. Whatever makes you feel good, do it with that candle. Mention God's name on it so that negativity doesn't play with it. And then work. And then you will find, light it and work. Work by meaning prayers, chants, whatever you know, your own kind of mojo, whatever you know what to do, oils, powders, whatever you've got going on, herbs, roots, and then pray on them and put them there, let them work with the shape or the name even of what you want. For example, I can make a candle and write new iPhone on it, or new phone on it. And then I find that I get a new phone after a while. It's usually around 6 weeks to 6 months maximum time frame when I get what I want. Now, there's something very important here to realize, that when we draw the shape on the wax, it connects to the wax that the thing was made from, and that's why it can bring it in. And that's the secret of why wax helps us attract what we want. If you know the thing, what color the wax, the thing was made from, for example, money, what color wax it was made from in the beginning by God. This money was made from green wax. You can bring money easier. So knowledge is truly power. And if you want me to do rituals for you or readings, please come to me. You'll be surprised by my readings and how specific they are and how powerful they are, and also by my work. I have the highest level of success anywhere, I promise you. So this is a very powerful thing I can do for you here. You notice that love candles, they're shaped like a heart. And that's how they attract love, for example. If you have a picture of the person you want to attract into your life, then do the candles like that. Put the picture, or you can even draw something that resembles the person and write their name on the wax, and then light the candle. One last thing I'm going to mention, or one of the last things, is that the direction of the burning. So burning from the wick, or where there's the loose kind of thread, down to the bottom attracts things, and that's how you anoint the candle. You hold it and you put the oil from where there's the loose thread down to the bottom if you want to bring something in. From the bottom to the wick if you want to send something away. And there's other ways of anointing a candle. So some people prefer to roll their hands on them, make their hands meet in the middle. So holding at the top and bottom, then making your hands meet in the middle, brings something in, and then the opposite, outwards, sends something away or protects you from something. Also, if you want to send energy to protect you or open your way or even attack something with wax, which you can do if the energy is right and that thing is hurting you unfairly, be very upright when you do these candles, because God works with them. And if we start hurting people by using wax, then it's not a good idea. It can come back to the person and hurt them. So be careful. You have to be upright and you have to use it in the correct way. And by how I do it, for example, for protection, is I put it in the hands of God. I say to God, I don't really know. I want you to protect me, and God is always protecting me fully. And I never harm. So the most powerful thing you can do to an enemy of yours is bless them. Blessings destroy the energy of the enemy more than actually cursing them most of the time. So you find that if you want to, say, get rid of an enemy, you light the candle and you anoint the candle, or you oil the candle up with a blessing oil, or with an oil that will create clarity or clear the energy, say grapefruit oil, and it always opens your way and makes sure that everything is okay for you, and it makes sure that your enemy is blessed. A blessing generally for an enemy, say for example, creates around 59 million times more of a hit, so to speak, than actually a curse. Stay away from doing curses, because that's the way negativity likes to coax people to kind of work curses with spirituality. If you work a curse with spirituality, then you could harm yourself. So if there's a very protective ritual, or say for example there's things like harming and killing workings that some people do, or that you can do on the devil itself to harm the devil and kill it, always be neutral and say, I don't really know that I'm doing this ritual as described, but I want you, God, to do the right thing by me and the fair thing by the person. I say, if the person wants evil to happen to me, then God, you are free to do with them what you want. If they want to bless me, please bless them and remove their enemies from their way. So it's important to be fair when you work, because remember, wax energy is presented to God. Now, another thing I want to talk about when it comes to wax, and that's going to be the thing I'm going to close off with, is that if you put wax on your hands, melt it a little bit and put it on your hands and pray, watch how things are going to happen. That's a secret to prayers. Put the wax on your hand, or rub it even, like kind of, you can scratch it on a little bit of a candle, and then pray with it in your hand, or hold the candle in your hand and pray. But the best way is to melt the wax and then make sure it doesn't hurt you. I take a little bit of the wax when it's like warm, it can't hurt me, and then put it on my hands. I'll give you one tip. the wax color that you can use for everything is crystal clear wax. So crystal clear wax is the wax color that you can actually confidently use for everything. Not white, and the fact that you can color a white candle into any color you want isn't really true, because some people and some things are made of white wax and some aren't. But actually clear, there's clear wax, crystal clear wax. If you could get your hands onto it, it's extremely powerful, because then the energy takes the color that it wants and works with it. The angelic being on the wax and God himself. They put the color in the candle and they work with it. God helps us in our prayers with candles and so on, and he can put the color in it, and it's easier for you. God can do anything, but it's easier for the person, for us, because we're limited in our creation. So it's easier for us when we use clear wax. It makes the angels work easier. It's all about energy expenditure, and if you use things that make the work easier for the angels, you'll get a better result. Remember that all of the results depend on what God wants, because God approves or can delay or deny based on what is best for us at the time, and that is fair for all creatures everywhere. I know you'll be successful. You'll pass all of your exams. You'll win in all of your contests and get love and money, and you're gonna do awesome things. So remember this tip about putting the molten wax or soft wax onto, and if you find liquid paraffin, for example, that's the best thing. For example, just put a bit on your hands and pray, and watch how the prayers, this is a hack for prayers, and watch how your prayers will be answered. I love you guys so much. I could be talking forever about wax, because there's so much that we can say about it. But this is all I'll say for now. And I love you all so much. You're amazing people. When you come to my channel and subscribe, comment, like and share, you are doing such a good deed. If you want me to do anything for you, please let me know. I can do rituals for you that are paid for. So you ask me, can you do a ritual for this or for that? Usually I do a reading for the person, or even without a reading. And I do it for any price, really. It depends on what the person has in terms of money. A bigger ritual, for example, I have a ritual that can make a person famous, a famous singer. And you won't find these much in the world, because secrets like this aren't really revealed to many people. But this ritual I have, it can make people famous. This is for example, this one is for £20,000, and it comes with a guarantee, yeah, and it's for £20,000. And there's easier things. I can bless someone for £10, £20, 100, 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, whatever you feel blesses you, and whatever the energy demands and asks for. Now, an important thing to say here is donating to this channel is a really good deed. You will find that I've done so many prayers and rituals for people who donate, because we need to get these kinds of words out there, and people really need to know them. And I can improve my channel a lot with a good donation. So please remember to donate. And when you donate, I bless you, and people see big changes in their lives. Some people come to me and say, oh my God, I found love right after I made the donation. And many people see that happen in their lives. Some people come to me and say, we've experienced a financial breakthrough. Some people say we've done things that are incredible, like secure a job that they wanted, and so on. So make sure you donate to the channel. The PayPal is on the About page of the channel. If you don't find the details, there's an email there where you can email me on, so I can give you my bank details so that you can donate. And then I use the money to improve the channel. And some people even donate in a sweet way. They say, go buy yourself a coffee, Monty, or go and do this and that for yourself. It's all counted and accounted for by God Himself and also by me. And believe me when I say it will help you if you do that. I love you guys so much, and whatever you have in your heart is love. Whatever that's going to happen for you is a blessing. You are the most beautiful thing anywhere, and you will see that everything will fall into place for you exactly as you want. And you won't even need to wait long. I love you. Have a lovely weekend, a lovely night. Merci beaucoup pour tout votre nas. Merci beaucoup. Mon corps, elle est toi. I love you guys so much and see you soon.